Hi, and welcome to the Trading Bell. Now, today the NSE is hosting the president and is coming to ring the bell for the listing of Linzi Sukuk, a product that is regulated and is really geared on the Islamic laws and ensuring that we democratize the market for anyone to come in and invest. Now, I'll be sharing with you a few highlights of the speeches and what has happened. And so let's take a look at some of the highlights from the president's speech and more of the speakers that spoke, and of course, get feedback from some of the people who have attended. And of course, what does it mean for you at the end of it all? Thank you so much and welcome to the show.
Your Excellency, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the Nairobi Securities Exchange for the bell ringing ceremony to commemorate the listing of the 3 billion shilling Linzi Sukuk on the NSE and quoted securities platform. Today's ceremony is historic as it marks the listing of Kenya's first Sukuk, a significant step towards the depth, breadth, and sophistication of the capital markets in our region. This landmark listing not only highlights the growing demand for ethical and inclusive finance, but also paves the way for further expansion of Sharia-compliant products in the Kenyan market, opening avenues for more investors to participate in the growth and development of our economy. Your Excellency, today also marks your 4th visit to the NSE, a testament of your unwavering commitment to revitalize the capital markets. Your Excellency, the capital markets, particularly the NSE, serves as the barometer of the economy. Indeed, the performance directly reflects investor sentiments regarding government's policies and economic reforms. Positive market performance often signals confidence in the government's strategies and reforms, while fluctuations can indicate investor concerns or uncertainties. Indeed, the state of a country's capital markets provides valuable insights into the broader economic landscape and the effectiveness of governmental measures. As the country engages in national discourse on financing of key strategic government projects, the NSE remains a viable option for the government and other state agencies to raise alternative financing. The NSE has actually been transformative in supporting state agencies and quasi-state agencies to come up with alternative ways to raise funding for crucial projects. And in fact, we know that companies that have come to the NSE from government hands into the private sector, examples Kengen, examples Safaricom, have gone on to be leaders in their fields and extended their business beyond the Kenyan border.
Today, we are marking this momentous occasion, the bell-ringing ceremony for the Linzi Sukuk bond, the first Sharia-compliant investment product, not only in this country, but in the region. As we all know, Sukuk is a Sharia-compliant financial instrument that offers a viable alternative to conventional debt financing. This innovative investment offers a powerful platform to mobilize resources, stimulate economic growth, and create shared prosperity. The introduction of the Linzi Sukuk into our market unlocks new avenues for investment, expands our financial toolkit, and paves the way for a more inclusive and resilient economy. Islamic financial instruments offer an innovative blend of stability and potential growth. They provide investors with medium to long-term opportunities to earn consistent returns while mitigating risks associated with excessive speculation.
It is a distinguished honor to welcome you once again to the Nairobi Securities Exchange for the bell ringing of the listing of the Sukuk, Linzi Sukuk on the NSE and quoted security platform. Mr. President, deeper and more efficient equity and debt markets provide an efficient way of mobilizing domestic resources and international capital, complementing traditional financing sources through fostering risk and long-term investments. As the NSE, we have made investments in broadening our offerings, developing a wide range of diverse products, working with many partners like the CPF and others, enabling issuers to raise capital and investors to build portfolios using globally acceptable financial securities and investment tools. Today, we are again demonstrating our capability and the depth of our market through the listing of the first Sharia-compliant product, opening a new avenue for raising capital for governments and for the private sector. We are also working to build a serious domestic investor base. With partners like Safaricom, we are coming up with tools and ways to get people at the bottom of the economic pyramid to participate in market trading. To this end, we have launched Sukuk, an automated platform that will enable Kenyans to trade various securities using virtual capital and real-time data from the automated trading platform. We would like to take this even to the curriculum of schools to see that we can actually get as many Kenyans participating in investments from a very early age.
In every crisis, there's always a silver lining. And we've had a moment of challenge. Kenya has risen out of challenges before, and every time it emerges stronger. So the president is steering us out of a certain challenge. But one thing that comes out truly for Kenyans is that we are systematically building a resilient economy and a resilient nation. Our democracy is tested. Our institutions are being tested. Even the stock market here was being tested. And the fact that you are here to launch another product just shows that this level of resilience is being made stronger and stronger by the day out of good leadership and also commitment and confidence in Kenya. Privatization can be both sweet and bitter. It's a terminology that is giving people a lot of problems. Even now there's debate out there on how we can raise capital to support our infrastructure. And there's always suspicion. But one thing is clear. If we can grow our capital markets, somehow, even the doubting Thomases have very little to say when they know that we are trying to raise the resources through the capital markets.
But it's a great pleasure that I join you today for the groundbreaking listing of this Linzi Sukuk on the unquoted securities platform of the Nairobi Securities Exchange. Indeed, a very momentous occasion as we introduce the first Sharia-compliant financial product to the Kenyan exchange. I take this opportunity to congratulate Linzi Finco Trust, the issuer of the bond, for the successful structuring of this remarkable 3 billion shilling Islamic security with a 15-year maturity, marking a pioneering public-private partnership facilitated through our capital markets entirely with locally sourced resources. The NSE stands as a cornerstone in our strategy to mobilize long-term capital that is vital for fueling the programs and projects that are core to our bottom-up economic transformation agenda. The structure of Linzi Sukuk, aimed at providing housing at an average of 1.4 million shillings, significantly less than the current average, enables Kenyans to own homes by paying as little as 7,000 for 15 years. This initiative not only makes home ownership more accessible, but also represents a scalable model for investment in our affordable housing program, attracting long-term investors, including local pension funds. As a financial instrument compliant with Islamic law, the Sukuk highlights the importance of Islamic finance in promoting financial inclusion and broadening market access. This aligns with a global move towards more stable and robust economic growth, unlocking Islamic financial assets currently valued at approximately $5 billion. The high demand for Islamic financial products, both domestically and internationally, is evident from the successful issuance of sovereign sukuks in countries like Nigeria, Egypt, and Malaysia. This opens avenues for diversifying our financial resources beyond traditional bonds and loans and enhancing our financial resilience against interest rate volatility. With today's listing, the Linzi Sukuk joins a portfolio of innovative financial instruments on the NSE USP, including the Ilam Fahari Income Real Estate Investment Trust and Akon Real Estate Investment Trust. However, the absence of a centralized Sharia governance board remains a significant barrier to the broader adoption of Islamic finance. To address this, I ask our financial regulators to collaborate with the National Treasury and Islamic finance stakeholders to develop a robust regulatory framework that will support the growth of Islamic finance in Kenya, which has tremendous potential to unlock our investment resources and boost our economy. I now declare the Linzi Sukuk officially listed on the unquoted security platform USP of NSE, and I'm informed that you are encouraged to attend the next Africa Security Exchange platform and conference. I am told by a friend of mine called Nafula, I think, who works around here, that I encourage each and every one of you to register and to participate so that we can bring experience together and learn from each other. Thank you very much. God bless you.
So at the count of 10, Your Excellency, you will ring the bell. 3, 2, 1. And with that, Your Excellency, the Linzi Sukuk begins trading, and we'll welcome you, Your Excellency, to just come and witness that it has actually begun trading.
There you have it. We take a quick break. We'll be right back with some of the reactions of some of the people who attended. Welcome back to the Trading Bell. Now, earlier on, we had some of the speeches from some of the key guests that we had, and now we want to hear some of the reactions from some of the people that were present and what this really means for the market. Let's go straight to it.
Today is a big day. We had the bell ringing ceremony for Linzi Sukuk. This is the first Islamic and Sharia compliant financial instrument for Kenya. And why Sukuk is the model of Sukuk, the Islamic model of funding, is based on return and it is not based on interest. And you share the return, it's like a dividend.
Yeah.
And that's why we've been able to do a Sukuk against which the return is 11%.
Wow.
Against the conventional interest rates we are talking about at the moment of 22%. So this is good for Kenya. It is going to bring the interest, it's a signal to bring the interest rates down. It is a signal to bring the cost of funding down. And it's a signal that the private sector can actually get involved in funding infrastructure development for Kenya.
Excellent. Lovely. Now, this being the first, and this is my final question to you, this being the first listing we're having of this kind of nature, what are you seeing in the future, especially in this market? Now we're talking about introducing this kind of Sharia compliant products. What are you foreseeing like in the future and in the broadening of the market space?
Very, very good signals. We've received calls since we announced that we are going to be doing the bell ringing from the Gulf Cooperation Council, the United Arab Emirates, and the general Gulf area, showing a lot of interest in investing in this part of the world because now we are speaking their language. So we are expecting to have a very, very strong pipeline of future Sukuk issues coming to this market. And with that kind of interest, definitely our cost of funding is going to be looking south. So this is a very interesting time for us.
Yeah.
We are happy as Kenyans that we have also democratized the financial services sector.
Yeah.
There has never been an Islamic issue before. So this is the first one.
Yeah.
And it goes to show how inclusive a country Kenya is.
Yeah.
So we are looking at a very bright future.
Absolutely.
And we thank God for this day.
What we have seen, it's going to open up or increase an alternative investment.
Yeah.
There could be a few people who do not believe in the normal trading that we have, the standard stocks that we have, and the fixed income that we have. But you see now, this product gives other takers an opportunity to have another investment which they can still make a return on, which is different from the other ones. At the same time, it can also be taken by the people who buy the standard products. So it increases the availability of what is in the market. So we think it's a good thing, and we hope many others will come. And we are hoping also there was also some other bonds which were being planned by other people, Sukuk like, so that people can come in. You know, one advantage of these Islamic products is that whenever there is a change in interest rates, for instance, most banks or financial institutions, they base their interest on the base rate provided by the central bank. Once it is moved up, the interest rates move up. But with the Sukuk products, once you agree initially what payment will be, which is paid regularly without considering any interest, but you agree at the initial stage, it remains that way. Whether the interest rate goes up or not, you're not affected.
That's the rate.
I would say it's a good product.
Jose Akili, the president of APTAC, that's what I call him, and of course the visionary behind CPF. So you have had a great event today. You have hosted the president. In a nutshell, what would you say have happened today for the viewers who may want to know what was happening today at the exchange?
I think today we have launched a very unique product. What we can call ethical finance. And Kenyans may not appreciate ethical finance, yet it's actually the mainstay of our spiritual life. Both for Christians, I believe also for Islamic, for Muslims, and I think even it goes to other religions. It's the belief that hard work pays. Hard work pays. The product we were launching here today, Sukuk, is not a product which creates, it's not a conventional structure where you earn money by trading with money. You actually earn money from doing something. So in this particular case, our Sharia compliant Salary Fund has invested in development of affordable houses for our military. The military officers will pay rent for those houses they're going to live in. And out of those rents is what we pay our investors. We must build our country.
Absolutely.
Nobody else we should not be waiting for these foreign investors. We should come from within. The third one is that it's possible to do government infrastructure using private funds without losing your money. So long as the structures are put in place, and that's why I was encouraging the president to really allow some laws to be amended to allow ring-fencing of revenues from the government to pay off private investors who choose to invest in government infrastructure.
What does this mean for the market that we have this new product listed in? What does it mean for you as a CEO?
So maybe three things to highlight. The first thing is what this actually means for the country.
For the country.
Because remember, we're in a fairly high interest rate environment.
Absolutely.
What this means for the country is that we now have a clear evidence and clear pilot on how you can access lower cost of funding,
Yeah.
longer dated to support the development agenda.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And by that I mean using, for example, Sukuks. This is an example.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
There are a lot more opportunities, which brings me to what the NSC,
Yes.
why this is important for the NSC.
For the NSC, yes.
What the NSC is showcasing is that there is opportunity to unlock alternative finance to support the traditional finance that is available, whether it is from the banking sector or indeed some of the other sectors. Okay. Now the NSC is driving innovation around alternative finance.
Absolutely.
Okay. That should be available to owners of business, projects, SMEs, government, so that we are able to collectively mobilize capital from the private sector that comes in at a lower cost. It's longer dated. It is more tied to the risk of the environment. It does not always ask for collateral, which is a big impediment. And more importantly, opens up avenues of capital that were not there. For example, Sharia compliant products like this means we can now access the Middle Eastern market.
You're right.
Which is primarily Sharia compliant finance.
And dominated,
we can go to Indonesia, big market for this sort of product. We can go to Malaysia. So we are now saying diversifying away from Western sources of capital, which are incredibly important, and now adding another segment.
On the eastern side.
Correct, exactly. What we are saying is this is the beginning of a bigger story. Okay, now the NSC is at the forefront of enabling that work, working with a larger capital markets ecosystem to bring innovation around what are the alternative forms of capital. How do we access foreign capital in other markets where we traditionally haven't got? Okay, how do we make sure if you are a retail investor, you can also participate?
Absolutely.
You don't have to have too much money to participate in opportunities like this. But more importantly, licensed, regulated, well-governed. This is important.
Wow. Thank you so much, Frank. And just before you leave, I want to appreciate our viewers. Thank you so much. That's Frank himself, the Chief Executive right here at the NSE, saying now there is even more affordable finance for you that is regulated and all that. Thank you so much. I leave you now with the markets.